Professor Vikram Kumar, a man of actions, has numerous recognitions to list here, and so to name a few, he's a former director, National Physical Laboratory CSIR, a former director, Solid State Physics Lab DRDO, a Shanti Swaroop Bhatnagar awardee, and an Emeritus Fellow of IIT Delhi, and possesses more than 30 years of experience in academics, research, and academic administration in India. He played a key role in starting the National Program on Smart Materials, and as chairman of the Committee for Development of Devices, he has guided the development of MEMS technology in India. Professor Kumar has published more than 160 international national research papers in SCI Index journals and supervised many PhD and MTech theses. He has a long-standing academic interest in the area of semiconductor materials characterization and device technology. He is a fellow of NASI, Indian National Academy of Engineering, and IIT, in addition to being a member of several professional societies. So we wholeheartedly welcome you and look forward to your address and views.
Thank you, Professor Yogesh Singh, Professor Trivedi, Professor Shamsher, Professor Malhotra, all the distinguished academicians in the audience, and dear students. It's indeed, I'm very happy to be here today on this Research Excellence Award day, because research is very important, and particularly I feel that we should do more and more research. We are very weak in research in this country, and most of the institutions, including the Delhi College of Engineering or DTU, till recently did not pay much attention to research. It was a secondary thing. Even IITs, IIT Delhi, I'm told at one time, there was, the director said, we don't want to do research. The first director that he started. And research is important, and already Professor Trivedi and Professor Yogesh Singh have already told how important it is. We must do something everywhere. And I'm very happy to note that your Vice Chancellor is really giving and pushing it, very, very actively pushing. It's a really great thing, and I'm very happy to hear that. Because most places, research, only lip service is paid for research. Data was shown that India is spending only 0.8%, 0.7% of GDP on research. And our government has been promising to increase that. In fact, I remember in 93, when the budget exercise was going on, Dr. Manmohan Singh was the finance minister, and he invited the secretary of DST to bring about 15 scientists to discuss what should be done for science in India. I happened to be one of those who went and met the finance minister, Mr. Manmohan Singh, and he promised that we will increase this number. This was still the same, 0.7 at that time. He promised that he will increase it. In early 90s, South Korea increased the R&D contribution to 5 to 6, more than 5%. And suddenly you had, just in a few years, 5-10 years, you had all kind of Korean things coming available, the LG and Samsung and Daewoo and whatever. So many things came from Korea, just within few years from that. Few years ago, China was nowhere in research. In fact, in terms of software, just 10 years ago, Chinese used to envy, we have read in different places, that they are so far behind India. And in the late 90s, early 2000s, Chinese were nowhere. But they put in the money at 3% plus of their GDP. And today, Chinese are the leaders in artificial intelligence. The same thing, information technology. And not only that, everything else, the space, they were able to land a vehicle on the other side of the moon. That is not an easy thing to do because of the communications problem. How do you communicate with that? How do you, it's a very difficult thing to do. Nobody was able to do it. Chinese have done it. And today, Chinese are leaders in almost every field. They are giving a run for the money to the Americans in their research, just by encouraging research, encouraging things. Their products, whatever product that we have today, comes from China. The Americans get everything made in China and sell it to us, and so on. So, important thing there also is, same, China, the bottom number is the GDP percentage that is put in research. We have not been encouraging research. Most of the universities in India do not do research. Most of the colleges only teach. One unfortunate thing is in India, in the university system, the undergraduate and the postgraduate are separated out, and of course research doesn't exist in most universities. So this has to be encouraged. Last few years, we are now with, especially with this NAC thing coming up, which also asks what kind of research you are doing. All faculty members are supposed to do research now. So this is encouraging. However, lot of journals are predatory journals, dubious journals. You can publish papers anywhere you want. Unfortunately, they have also grown very much because UGC required everyone to have certain number of publications before they can be promoted. This has led to a lot of problems. Lot of plagiarism is there. Indians are very good at that. We have to be very careful in that regard. But science has to increase, and science can increase only as a pyramid. The excellence will come only when you have a large base. Then only you have a top height in a pyramid. There are always some exceptions like Raman or Ramanujan, who would do research in spite of everything else, who were genius. But most of the science is done in a epsilon manner, increasing little by little by little, with lot of effort from everybody, and lot of fund coming in is important. So we have to encourage that. And in that direction, these awards play a very important role. I have always been in favor. When I joined NPL, I introduced Scientist of the Year Award and Young Scientist of the Year Award and so on. Some awards were introduced. We introduced, in NPL we were already publishing quite a bit of papers. Of course, it increased up to 300 papers per year from about 150 or so in 5 years. But awards are a good thing to encourage people, though in my opinion they also sometimes cause heartburns. So not necessary that, so a lot of awards should be there. I think it's a good thing to give some incentive to everybody. I was also director of CRRI, Sierra Central Road Research Institute, as an additional charge. There they were not publishing any papers. So there I introduced that idea that every paper that is published, depending on the impact factor, with certain multiple, 10,000 rupees times the impact factor was to be given to each paper. Okay. So many authors, if by 5 authors, they will all distribute among themselves as they wish, but it was given. So this kind of thing is important, but most important is to create the research culture, and I am very happy to note that internal projects are to be given here. But the facilities have to be created. And it's very important that some common facilities are available, like a scanning electron microscope, AFM, TEM, all these. Because whenever, if I sit in many committees for giving projects, so if somebody submits a project, the first thing we take a look at is who's submitting, what is his background, and whether he is capable of doing what he's claiming or proposing to do. And there, of course, well-endowed institutes where good facilities are already available, they have the lead. They have the, and if you don't have, for everything, if you have to run around, if every microscope you have to go somewhere, and AFM you have to go somewhere else, and so on, and X-ray diffraction you cannot do, then there will be problem, and the projects will not come so easily. So internal funding should also go for to create the facilities that are required, universal testing machines and X-ray diffractometers and so on. They should be available locally, and good funding can be centrally given, because some common such facilities cannot be got from the project funding. They have to be provided by the institute. So today most of the research is done by lot of facilities are required, then only good publications in good journals. But overall, I'm very happy that the DTU is on its way to become a good research institute, and I definitely think we have a bright future ahead for DTU. And I again congratulate all the awardees for getting their good job, good performance, and good award. And I'm sure that with this kind of attitude that has been shown by our administration in the last few years in pushing research, I'm sure you will have very good research coming up here. So congratulations to all of you. Again, thank you.